Yay! You finally made it. Hello,
God
everybody.
willing, and the river don't rise, right?
No shit. Had some issues there. Sorry, y'all. Uh, so the link's on the event page. Let's see. Am I still here? Okay. Just checking. It's frozen there for a second. Okay. Let's see if okay. Let's see. So, how you doing, Dave?
All right, yourself?
Okay. Besides some issues. So, damn it, where is it? Trying to pull up the YouTube here. Okay, there it is. Oh, finally. Okay. Okay. Hey guys. Let's see. There's Firecat. It's on the event page, Jaleel. I'm having issues with this computer, so I can't have many pages open. I'm on my laptop, so and it sucks. Hey, Firecat. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Cool, cool. I think I have. Yeah. Okay, okay. Okay. Um. Hey. Wrong button. All right. Hey y'all.
Hi.
How you doing? Jaleel.
So,
Hey.
Scary.
Boo.
I always wondered what you look like. Now I know.
bling. That bling. First when you show up with some bling up in here. Yeah, I've become a bit of a showboat today.
Cool.
Showboat.
Yeah, I've become a bit of a showboat today. Look at this bling I got on. Look at this, look at the ice on my hand, on my wrist, yo.
Oh, I see now. Yeah.
You look like a rapper.
You should customize it.
Sucks, yo.
Yeah. Cool.
Line your mask.
Paint it up like one of those Japanese shogun warrior. You know, their battle was it like from the 1500s.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Well, I don't remember who was telling me that. Maybe it was you, Becky. Yeah, they're the uniforms they used to wear. That's even kind of a work of art itself.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Bad part about it is it ain't even a uniform.
That armor.
It's mostly for the fact of the way I carry myself.
Yeah.
Oh, when they take away our guns, we'll all have to walk around in armor again.
Yo, Delete, what's up? Oh, wait, sorry about that.
Hey, Debbie can just make us some chainmail.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I wanted her to do out of
Yeah.
titanium.
Oh, that'd be
Wow.
cool.
Would that be expensive?
You got a fashion
Yeah.
statement that can take a 308 round point blank.
Mm,
That would be handy.
yeah.
Those rounds will always come in handy.
Well, I try to get these beans and bullets guys to look at other alternatives in that big heavy AR 500 crap. A titanium plate, even quarter-inch thick, is a third of the weight, and it'd stop a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah, we would shoot metal plates with like a 702 or something, or some had blue tip. But yeah, it stopped it.
270.
No, I mean the bullet size is what I'm trying to say. It had a 7
No,
in
that's
it.
out. Well, yeah, 762.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Arasaka?
No, I don't know. It was a bullet with a blue tip, and it was very powerful.
What does it say? What does it say on the head stamp?
Oh, I don't know. My friend brought it. We would shoot it at metal plates, and it would go through.
If you don't know what a head stamp is, it's the bottom
Yeah,
of the bullet, and you'll see the printing on it.
yeah. I'll have to look it up again.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the 7.7 Jap for the Arasaka.
Oh yeah. I see what you mean. No, this was a modern weapon. I wanted to say 7 millimeter or something. I don't know. It's a common round.
7.62 by 54R.
Maybe.
You know who manufactured the rifle?
No. I'll find out later. Well, I know we had lesser type guns, and then we were really impressed that the metal plate stopped no matter what we threw at it. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, that's the thing. If you're carrying around it's the weight that matters.
Yeah.
You're already carrying around a bunch of other junk.
Yeah. No, it's heavy. Sure.
Because believe
Nice
it or
day
not,
outside, ain't it?
but believe it or not, I've actually been the proud owner of real dragon skin.
Oh, wow.
And that shit's heavy.
Cool.
Oh. Yeah.
Man, I wish I was able to own a weapon. I mean, for real.
Can we hear Joe?
They don't
No.
have any. They have a lot of
Now we can-
restrictions where you're
Now-
at.
What?
I haven't
Oh, I was asking Jaleel if there was a lot of restrictions where he's at.
Oh.
Ah, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people are big on gun control here. Gay.
I know.
Only faggots cheer for gun control.
Here in the People's Republic, we're facing new
All of
shit
stupid around here.
after the first of the year.
What are the rules?
Anything with a pistol grip has to be registered as an assault weapon unless you
I don't
make
watch
it
the damn
what they
news.
call a featureless, no telescopic. So all these AR guys are going to have to modify their stuff unless they want to register it.
Oh.
Of course, my opinion on that is they can go to hell.
The movie I'm watching at the moment is Training Day.
I mean, back in the old days, California would be considered the front line against anybody across the Pacific Ocean. So why would you want to detour being able to protect America?
I'm
Well,
Right
I mean,
there.
Getting rid of guns does not protect any country.
Isn't it ironic that back in the day, and I'm talking the 1800s, California,
Yes.
Washington, Oregon, and all those related states along there, that was where you went to be able to really do whatever the hell you want and be left alone.
Oh, yeah.
Now they're becoming some of the most restrictive.
Yes.
So yeah,
Probably
they
gonna close down
literally.
all the black markets if they're gonna go that route.
Mhm.
But let's be
And,
real, man.
and
If
two,
if you do not own a gun, if there are no guns in your country, then slavery was perfected there. For real.
Mhm.
we'll also hear after the first year any previously owned high capacity magazines become illegal.
So what
You
do you
face
do? You have
you
to
face
just turn them in or crush them?
you face a I think it's a Class C misdemeanor for every one of them and $100 fine.
Hmm. And then they want
There,
to take away your cars on top of it.
Yeah, they want you to
but
ride bicycles and walk.
but there again, I say California Dianne Feinstein can go pound sand.
Oh wait. Walking is against the law, right? Let's just like chop off people's legs so they can just have to crawl using
My
their
brother
arms
visited
to get
California
by.
a few years, well,
Yeah.
quite a few years back. He got a ticket for spitting on the street.
Damn.
Yeah.
Try
God.
taking bubble gum to Singapore.
Singapore.
You'll get in trouble.
What's it illegal?
Do
Huh?
you?
Is it illegal?
Bubble gum? Yes.
Yeah. Oh
It's
wow.
illegal in Singapore because they don't
I
want
thought
it on the sidewalks. It makes it dirty.
That's why it's not allowed in Disneyland either.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You'll get in trouble.
Wow.
Do you have an SKS?
who me?
Yeah.
No.
Can you get parts for an SKS?
Yeah.
Would you like a metal? You're talking about you getting all metal parts, right? The
Yeah, you
barrel, the trigger, all that stuff.
yeah, you can find they're readily available.
Okay, how would you like a wooden stock for an SKS?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Okay, shoot me your address.
All right.
Oh, cool.
I'll hit you up on Hangout.
Then
But
you can
no.
go to my site and go to About and then send me a message on Google.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a friend of mine actually has a Vietnam Chi Com bring back.
I have no idea what that is.
It well, it's a SKS Chinese manufactured SKS, but it was brought back. It was a Vietnam capture.
Uh-huh.
It's a little more collectible than a lot of the other ones out there. Other than I think it's a Type 56. No, Type 54 that has a detachable magazine, take AK mags, but those were made illegal here in 1994.
Man.
They were made illegal. Oh, yeah, well, California.
Well,
Everything
yeah,
is illegal.
Dog.
you know that's what kind of irks me about a lot of these Beans and Bullets channels. I mean, they openly like, I don't give a fuck what kind of laws are in New York or California. It's like, well, you know what, buddy? You wait till it comes to your neighborhood, and
Yeah,
because you didn't help
Right.
me out, I can't help you out,
right.
Oh shit.
and that just pisses me off so much that they take that attitude. Because
Mm-hmm.
because we're just what do they call that, a beta test area for what they
Right.
Mm-hmm.
want to do everywhere.
What they can get
Yeah.
away with.
Yeah.
Because
No, that's scary.
Yeah.
I know that
Whatever happened to the part of the Second Amendment that says cannot be infringed? Doesn't California understand?
well, I don't know, maybe I don't know if you
Dude.
subscribe to him, Gun God 556.
I
That's a
used
good
to.
channel.
He he has a they have a lot of that compliant stuff that they want to implement here. I mean, for what he has to deal with, he does make some pretty cool looking, kind of futuristic stuff. But you know, it sucks you can't build what you want.
Right.
I mean, honestly, if there's people running around open carrying NFA weapons, that wouldn't bother me at all. I think anybody who's uh, able to legally own a firearm should, no matter where you are, should be able to buy one.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody in the
And,
panel. Hello.
and
Hello. How are you?
in fact, there was still
Hello. Hi,
a,
Foxy.
A
in fact,
surviving Rebecca. I just want to add that Great Britain, we don't have, not allowed any kind of guns. They got rid of that long, long time ago. So in America, you're very lucky to have whatever you do at the moment, because they're trying to take it all away from you, aren't they? Like they've done in the UK. So I don't know what it's like in other parts of the world.
well, like they're trying to even, you can't even have knives anymore.
Yeah. They do occasionally like amnesty where the police want people to go in there nice, but a lot of the people try and hide things underground, and the underground scene they don't want. I'm sure people might get guns unlawfully held without anyone knowing about it, but that's usually the
But
gang culture.
but there again,
Let me just. That's ridiculous. Do you know how many people have guns in their house? No, you have just the fanatics, whatever. Just the gang culture. You have all sorts of people who just have a gun. It's prohibited here as well, but it's even worse in Britain because your standard police officer
Yeah,
doesn't carry
yeah,
a gun as
yeah,
well. They do over here, so I don't know if that's worse for you. So we're not allowed to carry guns. They carry guns all the time, but even the police can't carry it over there.
yeah.
You got a
They have
special forces
tasers.
or special police units. That's funny.
Yeah. Oh, correction. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're actually correct point there. The special firearms departments, they have guns for like
But they
raids
have to
or
call.
whatever.
They'll have to call backup. It's
That's
not like
it. Yeah.
it's not like your standard
Yeah.
confrontation with the police. They have a gun. This is the case over here. And the same
Yeah.
in the USA. In areas you cannot have a gun.
well,
The
well,
difference
Yeah.
is so big.
let,
But in England, it's funny. If you do have a gun, uh, then they have really got a problem. The police.
Yeah.
well,
Yes.
well, let me ask you this, Foxy, as someone from the UK, would you, would that bother you if people were able to lawfully open carry or conceal carry?
No, no,
They need to
no.
be put in jail. No, me neither.
Yeah.
I would like to see it completely change, so therefore we can defend our own rights like you guys in America always have done,
Well,
you know?
that's the thing. I live in a military town. I remember when I was a kid, I'd go to gun shows with my dad, and there at the Del Mar Fairgrounds, and a lot of military guys would carry their AKs or ARs or whatever. A lot of open carry there, and that never bothered me that anybody was going to do anything.
But what
I
I heard, I don't know if I'm right, you can correct me on this, King. Are they trying to now make out that people's got alleged medical conditions they can't have a
Yes.
license for a gun?
Yes. Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. And if you're in a state that's the marijuana's legal medicinally, if you've got the card for a card
Yeah.
holder to get it, you can't have a firearm.
Yeah,
Good.
they deny you
For
on
that.
it's called, the form is called a 4473
Yes.
federal firearm. Yeah, they won't. Um, although it's in some states, the only firearms I know that they do a 4473 on is handguns.
Oh, they do have rifle ranges for country pursuits
Well, I
in
know
this
that,
country.
but there's still a
That's
lot of
not
there's still there's still a lot of states where they don't run what they call long guns, which is rifles and shotguns, through
Hmm.
a 4473, and private party transfer is legal.
Oh,
You just show the other party a driver's license that you're over the age of 18, and You make your sale, and that's it.
Yeah,
In
wow.
the state of Texas, if you have a concealed carry permit, you can private party transfer a handgun as well, and I think a few
Yeah.
other states.
Because all they with the police in this country, they tend to have the tasers. They love their taser guns. So when you see on telly all the riots or the protests in
Yeah.
London or whatever city, they always have their tasers and the batons. It looks funny
Uh,
actually.
Oh, they do
about
that here too. Yeah.
Yeah.
about 2 3 years ago here in California, they ended private party transfers of older long guns here in the state of California.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah. Be different to see what Great Britain would be like with guns, but Theresa May, she don't want that, does she?
I mean, Britain's another place that I'm sure there's still a lot of live firearms that were
Yeah,
brought back from the war because it was okay.
that's right. I bet there is.
What
Look,
they would call.
if you wanna buy a gun, you can get a gun. You know that's
Yeah, underground.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, everybody knows somebody that knows. You know, if you really want, you could. Only the risk is higher that you're gonna get a crappy gun. You know, whatever. But
That,
if you
that,
have
that,
bad intentions, if you have bad intentions, whatever, maybe it's positive, but if you have intentions to use a gun, you know, if you want to buy a gun, you can always get one, you know,
Yeah,
some kind of way. So
yeah,
it's just people aren't protected. So people, if you want to do something, you can get a gun, but the people that don't have any intentions whatsoever are not allowed to carry, so they're not protected whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? That's the
that's
problem.
right.
Mm.
that, and that's another thing gripe I have about a lot of what I call the beans and bullets channels. They throw out a lot of misinformation on places like
Yeah.
France and Mexico. I know for a fact in France you can own up to 5 of anything, and that's even fully automatic weapons. I
Yeah.
don't know about more modern things, but the only thing that they require in France is just a friendly FYI. So if you're transporting to wherever you're going to go shoot, they just want to know. So if there's a stop that you have these firearms. Other than that, you don't have to have licenses or any of that kind of crap. And also in Mexico, I know for a fact that it's legal for people to purchase a firearm. It has to be through the government or a government approved seller, and it just cannot be in what they call a military caliber.
Oh, right.
Uh,
But,
I had a fiance. Her father was legally bought I think he had a 357 Magnum for
wow,
protection for the house.
yeah,
But a lot of these channels, they throw out a lot of information of other countries. They don't even doesn't even seem like they bother to research it. They just make these blanket statements
yeah,
about, oh no, you can't have this and that's not true.
yeah,
Yeah, that's good to know. Because if you think others they had their rights taken away, then you're okay with it.
Well, that's also a misnomer. They about Nazi Germany. They actually you could own a lot of firearms because, well, Europe was always an area that promoted shooting sports,
Hmm.
and because of World War II coming, it also young people, it prepared them for military service. So there again,
Yeah.
I mean, it had some sort of control on it. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but people in Nazi Germany or Austria or other places were allowed to possess firearms even under that regime.
Mm. I remember when I was in junior high, we had a shooting team,
oh
Yeah,
wow,
shooting
I had a
club.
friend.
And they don't no more.
There that went to Sandy. Oh shit! What is the high school? Big high school here? And that's what he did. He carried a 22 rifle to school because they had a shooting class,
Yeah.
and it was no big deal.
Only ones that can do that now is the ROTC.
I don't know of anywhere in the United States anymore that has shooting teams in school.
Well, it's like they compete in the competitions with other schools and other ROTC.
Well, I'm saying other non-ROTC
No, there's
students
not.
should be able to if
They
a
should
school
be,
has a
yeah.
shooting team.
It's not in Common Core.
Yeah.
And that brings up another thing. One time I got a email when I worked for the sheriff's department as a civilian. They were gonna have a sharpshooting contest, and I wanted to enter. I know I wasn't gonna, you know, be all badass and stuff. And I called them up to enter, and then they start giving me a bunch of shit that I had to be sworn staff. And I was arguing with the sergeant, saying this memo says nothing about it being sworn staff. It says to all sheriff's employees, and they wouldn't let me participate. I had an old Russian sniper gun, and I wanted to show them how you do it old school.
Hey, Dave, yeah, I'm sure you've seen that SHTF video where I think it's Brad from Repurpose and Rebuild stuff. How he made a shotgun out of pipe, 2 different size pipes. It's a slide gun.
Yeah.
As long as you can get the 12 gauge shells or whatever gauge you make it for, you can shoot. You know, you don't need to buy a gun.
10 gauge would be awesome, huh?
Yeah.
I bought a lot of mixed ammo on an auction, and it came with some 10 gauge rounds, and those things are like twice the size.
Yeah. You know, the other day here on the web, I happened to run across a picture of the, I forget what the name they had for it. Maybe you'll know. But that 4 gauge goose gun that took 5 guys to hold it.
Oh, yeah, the punt gun, yeah.
Yeah, and then it was outlawed because it killed too many ducks at one time.
Oh my God.
Well, that's the way they did it back then.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know, there was a bar over here up near Lake Michigan where some old guy had, you know, all antiques all around the place, and he had one of them damn things above the bar. Man, it was, let me tell you, fucking huge.
Mm.
You know, it took 2 guys just to carry it out of the truck to where you're going to go with it.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a 13.7 Mauser anti-tank gun? It looks like a giant K98, and I always thought one of those were cool, but I'm not legal to buy one here. And then I guess about 5 years ago or something, BATF made it it's registerable because it's over 50 caliber. So it's now an NFA.
Damn, man, they just got rules for everything. You know what? They just don't want us to get our hands on anything that could help stop a tyrannical government. Is what it is.
Exactly.
Well, a lot of these guys, you know, where they collect tank, it's just more for the historical value. They're not going to go charge some government building and, you know, do whatever. I mean, but they just make it hard.
Right, right. I mean, you know, even just to have it, they just don't want you to have it, just in case, because they're afraid of it.
Let me pull it up. I got the wrong thing.
You guys watch Trump in that church today?
What was that, Jay?
No, I don't watch the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Foxy, I was asking if anybody watched Donald Trump in that speech he made at the church down south.
What did you say this time?
I'll be right back. I gotta clean the bathroom.
Here, I got a screen share of it. That's it right there.
Oh, that piece.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Wow.
You know that was actually obsolete when they brought it into service.
Really?
I can imagine.
But they still had Volkstrom running around shooting at the Russians with those things.
Oh my god. Oh, it's so heavy.
And if you Volkstrom is, translates to a people's army or people's soldier. It was just a conscript. A lot of them weren't in uniform. They would just, to be under Geneva Convention protection, they'd wear some kind of armband denoting that they were part of a home guard type.
Yeah, we had that in UK, yeah.
Yeah, you had this. You had a lot of home guard at that time too.
They made a TV show, Dad's Army, from that, the Home Guard theory, what they did. So I came across that.
Here's a picture of it in World War One.
Oh, wow, that's good.
But you'd be ready to go home from the range after about 5 shots.
Wow.
A lot of the guys that have these, they have to actually make their own casings because they're so scarce.
What's the casing? The outside of it?
Yeah, it's the brass.
All right.
That's what the round looks like right there.
Cool.
How many inches long is that?
It's a little longer than a 50 cal.
About 4 inches?
Yeah.
Wow.
The communist bloc took this and made something similar, also off our 50 caliber. It's actually both the 50 cal and what they have is mics out to 12.7. It's just the American cases times 108 versus the Com Block 99, which is the necking on it.
It's a shame we have to have all this gear, innit? All these guns and the ammo and to protect ourselves, even those years ago. Shame the world's gone where it is, isn't it? You have to
I'm sorry that I'm being so technical.
Yeah, you're quite cleared up on it. It's interesting.
Okay, it's fun.
You know, that's the thing. Even in places in Iraq and Afghanistan, they were running up against stuff like that.
Yeah, all that old stuff.
I think one of them even captured a old Vickers 303 machine gun, British 303.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and the conflict in Ukraine, I saw a little barricade thing manned by a guy that had an old, and I could tell by the jacket it was a World War I Mac 1910 Russian Maxim machine gun. So
Wow.
yeah, they still got a lot of this old school stuff in service.
Where the hell we get? Oh yeah, like you said, they gotta make their own cells, but geez.
Do they make their own bullets?
I guess those people are proficient at it over there in the Middle East. 'Cause they have a lot of home shop gun making factories over there.
Yeah, the biggest ones are in Pakistan. You can YouTube it, look for gun markets in Pakistan, and you wouldn't believe some of the crap that they have. I mean, some of the old school stuff they had collectors would just go nuts for.
They, Foxy.
Yeah,
One of
Jeff?
the reasons why the United States is wanting to pass all kind of gun laws is because of the shit that went down the other day, similar to a lot of the other stupidity people pull with guns. You had two stories in the news today over here.
Yeah.
One of them is a woman started bitching at a guy at a McDonald's in Las Vegas because he
Right.
didn't hold the door open for her.
Oh God.
So she went and told her boyfriend, and right in the middle of McDonald's, right in front of this guy's kids, this guy went over there and just blew him away.
Oh my
My
God.
God. That's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Oh, it is. Oh dear.
Yeah, now this other one is, this is really stupid. This guy had no business having a gun. He had his two toddler daughters in the room, and he had his gun, and he wanted to make sure it was safe. So he pulled it out of his holster or whatever he had, and it went off, and it killed his 4-year-old and injured his
Uh,
6-year-old.
You know,
oh my
I'll
gosh.
share when I
That's
saw
really
at a
sad.
protest in Portland, guy pulled out his gun at some people.
There needs to be some kind of like sensible factual restrictions that is hard, I suppose, if you got these guns and people go crazy like that. So how would you monitor that if you got
But see, if you think about it, the statistics, the amount of population versus these things that happen, it's almost nothing.
Right.
but
And
they're
then
still
you,
deaths though, aren't they? Still
and then you
lives.
real quick know the crazy people in society.
And you get and you get
There's one. Get him.
and you get the because I watch a lot of police accountability channels. These cops go on and on about, oh, you know, there's all this stuff about cops, and a majority of them that die every year die in traffic accidents over being shot.
Yeah.
And
The way
part
they
of the
cross.
reason is they illegally don't wear their seatbelt.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How ironic.
So this thing that peace officers try to come off at, oh yeah, we're getting mowed down left and right, blah blah. There's a lot of crap,
Right.
Yeah, I could believe that.
and they discourage. They even try to discourage people from getting CCWs, or even in states where you can't open carry, which we lost that about 3 years ago too.
Oh my God.
Except our open carry, you could not have it could not be loaded. You had to have loaded magazines in another pouch or pocket.
Wow. Different
Which,
world altogether
there
compared to.
again, I've seen that kind of stuff before, and it doesn't bother me at all. I don't, as a citizen, I don't have concern about somebody, walking around with their AR-15. It doesn't bug me at all. I mean,
Yeah.
you can tell from body language if they're up to something nefarious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I could name a few that wouldn't want guns in UK where I live.
I was surprised because about 6 years ago I went through a border patrol checkpoint. I was coming back from a friend's house. He has a lot of land out in the back country, and we were shooting rifles. And they asked me why my car, the suspension wasn't the greatest. And he says, where are you going? And because I had these things, I said, and I was out shooting with a friend. And he says, oh, you got guns in the car? And I says, yeah, they're in the trunk. I popped the trunk for him. It was funny. He looks in the trunk. He sees all these rifles and shit. Closes. Oh, yes, you were. All right, sir. Have a nice day. He
That's
didn't
my
give me
God.
any shit,
That's cool.
which I was surprised. I was actually kind of concerned about that.
Oh,
Yeah, good thing you weren't in New Mexico. They might have killed you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
true.
Well, it was kind of weird because sitting on top of them, I have a legal semi-automatic version of the MG42, and that thing's a monster. And here, let me pop one of those up for you in case you don't know what it is.
That keeps jumping on the computer.
Where's it? Oh, here's a good picture. There you go.
Wow.
Machine Gewehr 42, and the
Looks like
German army and armies around the world still use that today.
my son was in the youth cadet, and he trained with similar, but it wasn't a live gun like that. It was a fake one, a toy. Well, it wasn't a toy one. It was, I don't know what it was. It was metal, but it looked like that. And he was only 14. Yeah, he had to learn how to undo it, reload it in seconds, and all that kind of thing. Army cadets it were. So that's
Well, that's another thing. In some parts of the world, there again in Iraq and Afghanistan, they were running up against the Bren gun,
what's
which
that?
is famous from World War II, British Bren gun.
Don't know that.
Let me show it to you. Oh, I didn't. Damn it! I lost the screen share. Yeah.
Oh wow! Look at that.
This when it was developed was woefully inadequate against that German MG42 because you had to load it through magazine instead of belts.
Yeah.
But that was developed after World War One.
Wow.
It was a
Yeah, World
replacement
War One
for
was the one that they had that big cylinder machine gun that was water cooled, wasn't it?
the I think that's the American. Well, they had the Vickers, British Vickers, and they had the American 1917. But this is what they primarily used. It's the Lewis gun. They use that on airplanes too. This one's an airplane model.
All those people that died in the war, that all these guns and ammo.
Hey, Dave, are you familiar with the one that
They replaced it
I
with
think
this
it was,
thing, BAR.
I think it's Browning automatic rifle.
Right. I know somebody who bought a semi-automatic version of this thing. Man, it's heavy.
You remember the old Army movie about World War II called Combat with Vic Morrow?
Oh yeah, I used to watch that all the time.
The one guy carried a BAR.
Yeah, that was Kirby, I think.
Okay. Yeah, sounds right.
I'm a fountain of useless trivia. I find it interesting that I know more about this kind of stuff than most peace officers and military people here on YouTube. They're like, huh?
Well, at least you've got to defend yourself when it kicks off, won't you? It won't mess with it.
I don't have a lot of this stuff, but I just find because I'm a mechanically minded person, just innovation and design is, to me it's kind of a form of artwork.
Yeah. But just say the world collapses tomorrow that you got your self-defense ready.
Yes.
Yeah. I've got a little mallet.
I'll probably wind up being the community armorer.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to
Because I
say.
know too much about this shit.
You'll be contacting our YouTube, like, getting ready, you know. The world's coming to an end this day. We'll pay you to be our god. Or you might find it homemade. No, I'm joking.
Well, a lot of these beans and bullets guys, they go for the tactical, but they don't realize a bow and arrow or a musket,
Yes.
black powder type rifle kill you just
Yes.
as dead.
Oh yes, and
there-
the bow and arrow is silent too. So
And
Yeah.
there's a lot of people out there that are really good with them. So you
Yes.
know, your average YouTube warrior isn't going to stand a chance.
I like
Man,
them videos of bushcraft where they teach you how to use a knife. Not just
Yeah.
for the usual preparing, but for defence as well, just in case.
I mean, you can kill somebody with a rock or a big stick or
Well, yeah, like
stupid banding that kind of stuff when you can pick up that damn near thing and kill somebody with it.
like that sling that you see a lot of Palestinians use.
Yes.
What is that? That weapon's over 1,000 years old.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Man, we used to make them when we were kids.
About a blowgun.
Yeah.
Or a blowgun, yeah.
Yeah, you can study ancient weapons, and if you moderate
Or
rubber and stuff, it would work better.
Look how old that is. Talk about ancient weapon. You make an atlatl out of 2 sticks and kill a deer with it. If that's what it takes.
Oh yeah, all these skills are very useful to have, and no, definitely. You never know when it's going to come in handy. How's that being good to tell us when it's going to be the end days, will they?
Mm.
You need to look at the sky, what's going on in the weather.
Well, I collect a lot of these. I really, as far as a knife, the
I like that one.
A replica of those.
the
That one right there.
Kukri.
I've been trying to shop for one in the local store. Can't find one.
Oh shit.
I'm joking. The local store doesn't store one.
Well, I saw a show with that knife against another knife, and that one won. So.
Which one? The big one?
Yeah, the curved one worked. It was.
Oh yeah, definitely.
More factions, but that one in battle did better than I guess the long, skinny one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The British Army sent Gurkhas against the Japanese, and they fought against the Fallschirmjäger and other elite troops in southern Italy, and they were scared to death of those guys because they'd rather go to this knife than their rifle.
Yeah. Oh goodness.
Yeah, Gurkhas know what they're doing with this thing.
Well, just looking at it, you know what it's for. Yeah. It'll lop your head off.
But if you ever want to collect real ones, what you have to do is look for the British broad arrow mark, and it'll denote it as a genuine military use.
I have one. It might be real because it looks old.
Here, I'll show.
I even have the leather case, the black leather case for it. Yeah, it probably is real.
Here, I'll show.
It's just
Share again. Yeah, you want to look for this mark somewhere on the blade, a broad arrow.
Oh, okay.
See, okay. Yes, see how it doesn't always have any kind of inspector's mark. It'll always have this arrow on it, and it'll denote it as British military equipment.
On the blade itself.
Yeah. Because I have a World War II British-made one, and I have two ones from India, but they have the broad arrow on them.
Yeah, I think mine's from India.
But this is the mark you want to look for right here.
Yeah, you still have that mark. Okay.
I have to I catalog a lot of this information because I have to look for these cartouches on various things.
Binoculars.
For the files I have on German ordnance markings, I think is about 21 pages long.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff. Apart from your ammo, are you stocked up with food and supplies just in case?
Unfortunately, I have more bullets than beans.
You can always get
So I'm gonna have I'm gonna have to team up with somebody who has a lot of beans, and I'll trade bullets with them.
That's it. Do some bartering there.
Let's see, you're exactly 2,069 miles from me, because I know, because I made that trip 6 times. So,
Well then, Joe, make some contact.
you can find your way up Route 66, you know. You're welcome here. I got plenty of that stuff.
Cool.
Beans,
I
rice,
made
barley.
tried for you.
I have a couple buried buses.
And some cleaner trailers.
It'll hold a lot of people.
I need an underground shelter. Anyone got one?
Well, that's a thing. You know, you can get a lot of good protection. You know, firearms for really cheap. You just got to know what you're looking at. I mean, you don't have to spend a grip of money on something to be able to defend yourself or eat.
Yeah.
Even if I try to get one underground, I'm sure the powers that be will be listening to this and wait by Platt. They do. Oh, that'd be funny, wouldn't it? Be on the headline news in the UK. You know, I know. Actually, my son used to go to school with a guy who is now the chief guy who runs my area unit patrol for the police. He's quite a tall guy. I was same age as my son. And I bumped into him ages ago, and I couldn't believe he was doing like a backup arms raid on a drugs thing going down in the area a few blocks away ages ago. And it's a student union block, you know, well posh union accommodation. And these guys up from London visiting somebody, and I thought, oh, what's he doing in a police uniform? And then he's like, I'm part of the arms unit, you know, the what's that? And then of course, oh well, what's your number? No, I was joking. I didn't get the number.
Well, I mean, gun control is a real unrealistic concept. I mean, if you could know what's even in your general facility or vicinity, it'd probably blow your mind. I mean, look at the conflict in Ireland between the IRA and whatnot, and it's all part of the same little landmass, but that, you know, they were able to gather together some pretty interesting firepower.
Yep.
It's in the know in one's area. If you're part of a certain lodge, a certain level, if you know what I mean, Freemasonry, then you might know where to look. But no.
Well, think about how many police there in the UK. I bet a lot of them got some a dodgy firearm stash for their own families.
Oh yeah, you can bet they do.
Yep.
They don't trust their employer because their employer doesn't trust them.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
2 years ago here in California, even after the ban, peace officers were still able to buy things that were not on the handgun list or what they classify as assault weapons here. And they made a law to where even peace officers had to register them and are mandated to at least 1 year, one time a year inspection of their weapon at their home. So that tells me they don't even trust them.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah, the soldiers and anybody trained in tactical firearms. I mean, well, they
No.
look at.
Well,
No wonder California's broke.
Well-
That's a waste of money right there.
Well, a lot of soldiers and ex-military people go to matches here on. A lot of them are held at Camp Pendleton near me, and they'll modify their rifles back to take the high-capacity magazines because California's laws don't apply on a military reservation.
Oh, right. That's interesting. Indian reservation, yeah?
And you might see some of these videos where, say, there's one where these security guys come out of San Onofre for some people filming. That company does not own those automatic weapons. Those automatic weapons are actually owned by the Department of Energy. They just
Yeah.
they just use them for their job
Yeah.
because they not even big dollar security companies can't get permits for those type of weapons here in California.
By the way, King, you know all this we're talking about is being recorded. The Big Brother spies are listening.
Are we live?
Oh well.
You know, especially from the 1st of October. Oh, gosh.
Well, no, I'm just spreading knowledge of things I know and how
Oh,
things
yeah.
really work.
It used to be.
I don't give a monkey's
fall
anyway.
to this.
Yeah, NSA, what they call it in UK, GH, whatever. I can't remember the title of their spy network now. But there we go.
Well,
Yeah,
that's the thing. A lot of these people that work for these agencies need to realize that your employer doesn't trust you either.
yeah. They bug each other, don't they? They bug. I'm sure these corporations bug each other, and secret detectives. I mean, where do they get the ideas for the TV programs, isn't it, and the movies?
Yeah.
From real life.
I mean, if you're actually employed to do something like that, then you should know how bad things are getting
Yeah.
firsthand every time you cash your paycheck.
Everything's online, everything's digital, isn't it? It's like, that's why they've got this app pays and all this stuff now. And they want to phrase out all this paper currency, fiat currency.
Well, in China, like if you don't do something good, they can take money out of your bank account. I mean, they want to train everybody that your money to get credits for good behavior, and you get credits taken away for bad behavior online.
How
and
long has
that's
that been going on?
to do, or that's
How
what
long?
they-
Really, in China? How long that's been going on for?
in China, they just implemented it, but like on social media and stuff, like if you say positive things about the government, you get credits, and if you say bad things, they're going to take it away.
Oh, no way, please.
And then it's creeping over here, like they get you to get credits by watching, there's all kinds of stuff, trying, but it's just slowly evolving.
That is actually saying, I mean, no disrespect to anybody on the panel here or in the chat, but you realise there's no such thing as governments. They're corporations, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
They give illusion that the government's to keep us in control. Yeah.
Yep.
So, like, I posted when I found out. Also, someone else posted that link about the 1st October with they call it, what's it, ICAN, whatever it's called, the corporation. So I posted a link up and I said, right, okay, I'll sue any man or woman of the CEO company that shares my data, wherever they're based. And I'll tell you, I will, because, Big Brother out there, they just want to crawl your data. It could be anything, couldn't it? It could be your private
Getting your
email.
license plate renewal, they share your data.
Yeah.
Yeah, the government, yeah.
Mhm.
You get your license plate renewed for your car, and then they share your data and sell it.
And make profit from it.
Yes,
And
they
it's
do.
a
Yeah,
bit
your
like,
name and address.
yeah, it's a bit like the voting. I mean, I don't do that. I decline without dishonour. That's why I studied all this tort law and canon law. Not an expert, but basics. And so I decline the offer without dishonour. They hate me for it, but I don't care. I ain't gonna fall for that bloody system, But I'm just one of those that's on a watch list more likely. But who
Well,
cares?
I've seen people on here favor that, well, if you're on a no-fly list, you shouldn't be able to purchase a firearm. Well, that's bullshit because you haven't been through your due process yet. You're
Yeah.
just being arbitrarily labeled something, and we all see that people, just because they got a similar name or they get the wrong person, wind up on these lists, and now you're taking their rights away without due process.
Oh yeah.
And there's no way to get off of it.
It's automatically. I mean, I'm sure I'm on a wanted list, and well, not a wanted list, but one of their. They call it domestic terrorism now, don't they? The buzzwords going around.
Lone wolf.
Yeah,
Lone wolves too. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like, oh well, whatever. It's only a bloody piece of paper with data on it. It's not me, really.
I myself don't really mind that because I know that data collection is a double-edged sword, and if the good guys win, that can be used to bring these assholes to justice, whatever shape or form that takes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then they're watching us now because they want to know our deepest, darkest desires. Well, now they know.
It's a bit like Spy Facebook, isn't it? Like, I haven't been able to get into my account for like years, and the other day I was messing about on the phone. Hey presto, I got in. Oh, that's a
Ooh.
bit suspicious. But I went in and a persona name, and I still got in. That's
Shit.
so much for a spy on you, isn't it? And it's like, let's just see if it works again. I'm just pressing a button as I'm talking on another device. And I bet it will lock me out. Oh no, I got back in again.
Shit.
It's like big. I know, that's why I don't use Spy Facebook. I call it Spy Facebook. Because it's run by the CIA, isn't it? And FBI. And yeah, it's amazing how many people put all their life data on it, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, 99.9% of the stuff they put out, it always has some other nefarious thing behind it.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, it's multi-dimensional. Everything they do has more than one. You can't put it
Well,
nicely.
a lot of the products we use today is because of military R&D,
What's that? R&D.
research and
Research
development.
and development.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's true. And like NASA, well, did a little bit too. Tang.
It's like the alternative. What was that thing I saw? I think you posted, Rebecca, of a certain, I won't say who it is, but some video clip. That was so funny.
Yes,
Uh,
it was funny.
yeah. It was like, and the way he edited it out, that video, it was hilarious. And about I was half asleep. I was listening to it. I didn't realise I was still on a hangout call. Well, I fell asleep with it still on.
I've done that a few times.
It woke me up. I thought, what's that? And I could see all you guys chatting on the hangout thing. And it was connected, but I weren't like talking, and obviously. But I
Yeah.
thought, what? I'm still connected. What? But it was funny. The comments were funny. It was hilarious.
Hey, man. Yeah. Hey, yeah. There's been some times that we've had people fall asleep snoring on live ones.
I'm guilty.
So funny. Yes, you're guilty. Yes.
Oh, that's so funny. I've never.
Uh,
I don't know. Can't remember. I've been asleep. That'd be an interesting video, wouldn't it? Catching that. Yeah. My mind's a wandering.
Joe,
That's
do
like,
you want me? Oh, sorry. Do you want me to
What?
put
oh,
it
you can go
on?
ahead.
Do you want me to put it on this account you're using or your other one?
I think it'll get there either way, but
Oh.
if it won't go in there, why don't you go ahead and just put one in there if you would, and the other one in the NWI prepper.
Okay.
Don't
Yeah,
forget the name.
because
Don't forget the name. Sorry,
yeah,
go ahead.
I was gonna say I had to resub you because this is a new channel. I lost my other one.
Yeah.
They were
Um,
hating on me.
don't forget the 19113 after the NWI prepper.
No, I have you subbed again.
Okay. Yeah, just send it to the NWI prepper. It'll get there then.
Okay, yeah, I go to the about.
Right.
Send message. Okay. Inspiring.
That looks nice location where Rebecca is with the green grass and the nice weather. Can't see no chemtrails. What about you, Cat? Are you clear sky?
Yeah, I'll show you mine.
Wow. Oh, it's lovely. Look at that. It's beautiful. Oh, that is beautiful. What about you, Jack? Do you have similar surroundings?
Who?
Joe, do you have similar surroundings in the middle of nowhere?
I'm pretty rural, but and I have a real big yard, but I don't have any water features. And we're a small community of about 20 houses. And
Hello.
now, like the place we used to live before we came here, we had water features and forestry and all that stuff. But
Wow.
not right now. I used to love the other place. I used to fish every day.
I love nature. I live in a build-up area. This is horrible. The area they land grab. I call it land grab, building big buildings everywhere. So yeah, I come from the coast area, nature, all that. So any lovely pictures like that, it's beautiful. You can hear the birds and the trees, which are being destroyed, by the way. This morning, my mate woke me up. Oh, kill me! 8 o'clock, and there was a massive, great, big, heavy spraying with a big sun. So she got a video of that for me, right outside the window. Yeah, so that was
The other day for the first time I actually saw a butterfly out.
Oh wow.
I hadn't seen one in a long time. Or during the summertime, we get these green beetles. We just call them June bugs, and
Yeah.
I've only seen two, so obviously it's having some effect on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have them here too.
Well, I mean, it's just the amount that I'm not seeing of different insect life, and whenever it's very noticeable to me.
Green beetles are. You sure they're not Japanese beetles?
Yeah, I don't know what they call them, but
Well, because they'll kill a lot of your stuff.
Yeah.
They
June bugs.
they hatch out of the ground
yeah, little
from when
grubs.
eggs got laid here last year. Then they'll hatch, and then they'll all be flying all over the place. It'll just be raining Japanese beetles. They'll land
Oh,
on everything you got, and they'll eat the hell out of it, just like locusts.
Yeah, they'll kill trees, pine trees
Yeah.
here.
Oh yeah.
We used to have them bad, not anymore.
You know, they sell a bag that goes on a wire stand that you just stick it in your grass, and this bag hangs from that, and it's got a little yellow plate that's got the scent of the queen on it, and you stick
wow.
that inside the bag, you sticks on the side, and it'll attract all the other ones into the bag, and they'll crowd each other out and piss on each other and kill each other. But they work real well.
Oh gosh. The only thing I saw around here the other day when it's humid was flying ants.
Oh man.
Yeah, I ain't seen them in 30 odd years, well, longer actually, down south in Cornwall when I was a girl growing up, and I hated the things, yeah, irritating. And so when I saw them coming home one time, I was talking about 6 weeks ago, when it's really warm and humid, and it was just about an hour everywhere, flying around. I can imagine a built up building area and them around. There's nowhere to escape. Get indoors quick. But it's so
You
usual.
know, you know, Joe. One of the shows Becky did, she was posting things about different plants and their uses. One of
Yeah.
them sounded like it would help you with your bug problem. That one, I think it was squash or something you like growing, and
Squash vine borer.
yeah, that it would repel those that insect. I just
Hmm.
don't
How
remember
about
the I don't remember the name of the plant that Becky
I
said
can't
was
either.
insect
There
repellent.
was quite a few of them that were
Yeah.
Yeah.
actually. So yeah, and they helped for cancer too. Prevent
Yeah, it
cancer.
was weird that things that repel bugs help
How,
cancer.
how
Hmm.
long ago was that?
Yesterday? No,
Oh,
shit.
yesterday.
About
Wait, no, it wasn't
a couple
yesterday.
days
Two,
ago.
two or
A couple days
Couple,
ago. No, kitty.
it'll say
Okay,
natural remedies.
I saw your video from yesterday of the owl.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know the
And the
noise
crickets.
it made?
Yeah.
I heard that, and it finally clicked in my head about, see, I have this, a CD with all Halloween, spooky music,
Yeah.
not music, spooky sounds on it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's the sounds that's on there, and all this time I didn't know what the hell that noise was. Now I know.
like
Yeah. Now you know.
Yep.
I'm trying to get her to use that night vision feature on that camera.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yes.
I think I see a big old alligator coming at you on the lawn.
What the hell?
I think I'll
Bad
buy
kitty.
one.
Sorry. Kitty.
You're crashing.
My camera doesn't have any features. Click on, click off. That's it.
Yeah,
Simple.
same.
Well, I mean, for people who want night vision, I know a lot of these beans and bullets guys down it, but former communist bloc night vision is a lot cheaper. It's just as good, and a lot of it will use common batteries that you can find at the store.
Yeah.
I have a Russian sniper scope. I got 2 of them, and I can either use these there's I have an adapter for button batteries, or I can use double A.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a hard little harness to use. Oh, you'd even wrap it in duct tape and make a double A out of it, ain't it?
Yeah, I think it run because the bulbs run off of 3 volts. As long as you can get 3 volts in there, I mean,
Yeah.
all the adapter is just this rubber piece that has a hole in it for the
Yeah,
button
for
button
the
batteries, and then
positive end of the battery.
yeah, and then
This is
a little
just a space.
yeah, and a little screw protruding to touch the other connector. That's all it is.
Right.
Today's training day, Officer Hoyt. How's it going?
Hey,
What's up?
I
good.
Yeah, today's training day.
what are you trying for?
I've been watching that movie for like hell, man. I had to spin the plot. When I watch movies I tend to spin the plot to something that fits. The mood. I had to turn a gritty police drama into a gritty revolution drama.
Cool.
It fits with the Sam Gold story.
Yeah.
This dude, I'm not telling you my story. I'm telling you a story. This dude, Damian Ritter. So hold on a second.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
But yeah, because I've actually owned military night vision before. I had a early Vietnam era AMPVS-2, and the later one an AMPVS-4. It's kind of interesting.
And then I saw on one show where they had a a little helicopter one, tiny one, but they made night vision, but it was still like $1,000, but it would have been a lot more money.
All you really you could make it a tube out of cardboard. All you really need is the tube in it, the night vision tube.
I had the cheapest night vision you can get. It's called a flashlight.
Yeah.
Spotlight.
I'm kind of partial to the FLIR myself.
Oh yeah, that would
Thermal.
work too.
Except I don't have 12 grand to spend on a nice unit.
Right.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Fly around your helicopter to find where the deer and hog are. With your thermal
Well,
vision.
no, in a lot of states it's illegal to hunt with infrared or thermal.
Oh,
Yeah,
is
it's
it?
cheating.
They figure
I don't
you're
even like it when guys use
That's
fish finders
cheating.
in a boat. You have an unfair advantage over the fish.
Yeah.
Instantly know where everybody is.
When I go fishing, it's like hunting, you got and I use all my experience in the last 55 years to, I recall what this place looks like. This is similar to that. You fish where you've caught fish before, where it looks like you've caught fish before.
Yeah.
You also have to think like a fish. You need food, cover, or shelter, just like us,
Yeah.
and oxygen. So all those would be in, seaweed, some form of seaweed, because the seaweed gives off oxygen. See?
And
And
it also has an iridescent glow.
Yeah, and there's little things adhering to the seaweed that they can eat.
Yeah.
Plus, it gives them cover from bigger fish, so they don't get eaten by a bigger fish, right? Because there's a lot of, if you go out start fishing in open water where there's no structure, you're fishing where they ain't, man. 'Cause you're not gonna catch anything because there's no fish there, 'cause there's no cover, no oxygen, no food.
Yeah, I've been to the kelp beds off of Point Loma. And, what I call it? Catch a red snapper and something else.
Good stuff.
Oh, a big flounder.
Oh, even better stuff.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't. I released it. I didn't.
Oh.
Well, I didn't have. My friends and I didn't have a way of taking it home, and
Gee,
but I've
I'd have tried that into my back.
I've actually perfected a way of fishing for lobster with a pole.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I use about a foot apart. On the line I put big treble hooks. One is for the bait, and the other one is to get their legs tangled up in it. I mean, it's a lot of work, and I don't really know the legality of it here because they only really cover if you're using traps or drop nets or whatever.
Hey, speaking of treble hooks, all this, I've been doing this for 4 years now, reading all this stuff on SHTF and survival and all blah, 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 right? And there's a lot of videos on fishing and fishing gear and, nets and how to do this and that with the little, I've seen guys catch catch little bluegill without a hook with just a piece of stick they cut out of the woods, a piece of string, and a small flower, dandelion or any kind of those weeds that are little yellow or blue or white, and catch bluegill on the damn thing. All he does is they get a hold of it so far, and he yanks them up and throws them on shore real quick. So yeah, you can survive like that. But anyway, the thing is, for bigger fish, because and then people always admit, okay, man is a social creature, and we're going to end up living in communities, just like we do now, because we're going to need help, doing things, growing a garden, tending the animals, taking care of each other, with wounds and whatever. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. Shit.
Bigger fish catching them.
Huh?
Oh, bigger fish you were catching?
So anyway, you need bigger fish, right? And some people talk about fish traps, and that's cool too. But even a faster way, now it's totally illegal in Indiana.
Dynamite.
An old telephone?
No, my dad tells me a story when he was a kid in Illinois that guy next door, they were by a big river, and he threw a few sticks of that out there, and
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I know some guys that are missing hands because of messing with shit like that. So anyway, the thing is, now it's legal in Michigan because I've been up there and I've done it. And always read the rules before you fish a state and get your license. Anyway, it's snag hooks. Now, see, in Indiana, if you even get caught with one snag hook in your tackle box, you're going to jail.
that's kind of.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
They can take away your tackle box, your rod and reel, your car, your boat, anything that had to do with getting you to that fishing area. That's how strict these laws are here.
Even what about those yo-yo things you hear about?
I've seen plenty of those, and I don't know if they're legal in Indiana. I haven't read read the laws for a few years because of being you know, not being able to go anywhere, put it like that, because my wife and I were both disabled. But anyway, yeah, people, I guess an SHTF situation, snag hooks and the laws are not going to make a hill of beans difference for each other, right? So you could theoretically use snag hooks.
Well, Becky said she was going to do some video on shelters out of that book.
Yes, tomorrow. Yes.
You know that survival book?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Now I got out of here.
Yeah, we hear you now.
Had myself muted on my computer.
Oh, there you go. I didn't see that.
I found it so fascinating that you guys thought that book was very fascinating for as simple as it is.
Yeah, it is. It's great. Like I said, one of the things that I found the first day that after I opened it, I did the video in the car of the unboxing. Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I went to doctor, and while I was waiting, I just I started flipping through the book, and one part about desalinating water by boiling a pot of water and having a strainer or some type of a suspension system, wires or whatever, over the top of it, and put a rag on it, or a clean rag on top anyway. Let it get saturated with the steam, thereby it's already been boiled and it's desalinated. Then you just wring it out into another pot, let it cool, and you can drink it.
I don't really think it's very good advice for a lot of these preppo channels or survival channels to recommend things like pool shot, because you're putting chemicals in water that's already got a lot of chemicals in it, and unless you know what you're doing, I mean that stuff is going to attack your liver and kidneys, and it's not good for you.
I haven't done it yet for me. I do similar. I do the boiling of the kettle, then let it cool down, bottle it, and do it that way myself.
Well, I say that about the pool shot because my father's a Vietnam vet. He was on fire bases, and they'd helicopter out these what they call water buffaloes. I don't remember how many gallons they are, but he says the minute you pop the top on those things, just the chlorine smell or whatever chemicals they put in would make your eyes water. And he hated drinking that shit. I mean, I guess it'd be all right to shower in or wash pots or whatever, but I wouldn't drink it.
No.
That's different.
But you see a lot, in my opinion, you see a lot of these channels, they just throw out some really bad advice, if not sometimes dangerous advice.
Yeah.
But see, that the book is talking about water,
You know they like to get wet, though.
What's that?
Yeah, just watching some Training Day, man. I don't know how I'm focused more on that movie, man.
What movie's that?
And we'll talk about it when we go off the air.
All right.
So what's up?
Oh, we're just chatting, aren't we? Go on, Joe. What were you saying?
So what's up?
What
kind of? What you guys talking about?
What kind of preparation things do you, or just general stuff, do you focus on?
I'm more prepared for more storms, but even better, just ask if there's a meteor coming. Even does preparation help for that? I don't know, man. I'm just unfocused.
Hell no, it's not gonna help for that.
I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just unfocused. I was so focused until I had to clean the bathroom, man.
Yeah, that's an unsettling experience.
If you clean the bathroom every day, you don't have to worry about getting turned off by it.
No shit. No
Remember-
shit.
No pun intended.
It's not a no. It's not a no shit. It's a shit. It's the shits.
Remember, Jaleel, when girls come over, they really like a guy that has a clean bathroom.
For sure.
That's cool because I don't really plan to meet any girls in real life, so it's all good. Nothing against them. It's just that. There's nothing against them, nothing against women, but it's the principle, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to her videos on talking about things out of that book.
It's gonna be interesting.
Oh, you outside? Revy's outside.
I've been outside, man.
Because when El Tundo was having his contest, I sent him like 5 of them.
Hey, Becky.
Hello. See if I can get the kitties there. There they are. There the kitties.
Actually, guys,
Oh, look at them.
I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
I have a train.
Kitty. Ah, they want to play with my cord. I can't do that for long. Hey, this reaches all the way to the pond. That's awesome. See,
You're heading to a party or something?
it's my neighbor's pond.
It's a lovely neighbourhood. Especially when it's hot weather. You can chill out.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
See the clear skies? See the clear skies?
Yeah,
That's
Yeah, beautiful.
yeah, awesome.
unusual.
I know. My neighbor, I think they was over shooting earlier. I was over here sooner. Okay, Joe. Cool. There's the field.
Yeah, I'm sure y'all have a lot of ideas, man. You're being for real. He's an alien.
Hmm.
That's a question for you, Becky. Is the trees dying off? You see any discolouring in the leaves behind you?
Well, there's some that are, but you know, it's normal. That kind of thing happens from time to time, especially with pine. Well, I don't know. We got the pine, some kind of bug killing the pine trees.
Ah, so you're not affected by the fallout, the weather modification.
Damn.
A little. I mean, it's not so bad here as it is in South Carolina. You know, I've heard it's kind of bad down there, especially you know what they did there the other day. Or was it yesterday where they sprayed that shit for Zika? Zika,
Oh,
you know,
God.
killed bees.
Just forget, June to November is weather modification day.
Yes.
It is every day, isn't it?
But it's big this year. It's big. It's weather modification day. Also known to the mainstream media as hurricane season. So really,
Yeah.
it's just modification, weather
Exactly.
modification day. That's all it is. And they like to do that. They
Yeah.
like to fuck with the weather so they can destroy shit.
Who's that shit?
And then you notice the sun. Anybody notice the colouring of the sun when it's bright? Looks
Yeah.
unusual.
I think they built a machine like all the way back in like the near the beginning of time. Before it was just natural occurrences. Now the system around that. Somewhere around the 1800s, you know, around the 1800s and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think they built the machine way back. They still modifying the weather. It's just somewhere around 1949 they started giving them names. Started giving it names.
You mean hurricanes and things like that?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I didn't know they started. And that's
I think they built a machine like that like way back in the 80s.
Hmm.
Not in the 80s, but 1880s. Excuse me, the gay 80s.
Yeah. All right.
Or maybe the Edwardian era. They just used the it was a test run to see if it worked. They started testing again around 1949, 1950, so they can, and they started giving it names.
Mhm.
Been that way ever since.
Hmm.
So then they started every year and a half. Every 6 months, they'll start fucking with the weather.
Yep.
well, it was crazy here in West Virginia because the last day of August, last 2 days of August, were hot and muggy, and on September the 1st, it was like the refrigerator door was open.
That's like it was here. Yes, because I had to get my little jacket out.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah, man, I live in the east.
it's cool. It's not muggy. It
It's
caught my
terrible
attention.
here.
mm,
Well, the spin of the hurricane probably brought down cold air.
yeah, I probably did.
The media is there to plant fear.
Yes.
They're there to tell you it's natural occurrences when it's not.
Nope.
They,
No,
they,
a lot
they
of the
tell
time
you
it's
that
not.
occurrences when it's not. That they'll fuck with temperature. They'll
You know, if you look
manipulate the temperature of the air. They'll manipulate the air particles in the weather. That way
well,
hurricanes might probably come swooping down and destroying shit.
if you look at the predictive programming in TV and shit, like in Star Trek, they had they controlled the weather on the Earth. You know, so
And then they
there's
tell us, get prepared,
yeah,
hurricane is
yeah.
here, hurricane is
When they're the
here,
ones
oh my god,
when they're the
get
ones fucking
prepared.
doing it. I mean, they're the ones fucking doing it, right?
They're fucking, they fuck with the weather, and then they tell us, oh, bad weather, hurricanes
Yes.
coming, get prepared, get prepared. It's fucking
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Mhm.
Hey guys,
Control.
It puts you in a hysterical point of fear. Yo, what's up?
Joe.
Delete. We were just talking about weather modification day.
That's about every day.
yeah. I just remembered in the news today. I was real surprised to see there was a 5.6 earthquake in the Midwest today in Oklahoma.
I saw that. Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
That's wild. I can't remember if there's a fault line up through there or not.
Well, there's the New Madrid fault going from like Arkansas up here to Indiana.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot
But
about that.
then you got all that fracking and shit going on down in Oklahoma.
Oh,
Oh, yep, I think that's what's
Yeah.
creating the earthquakes back there, man. So that's what was doing the earthquake shit, the fracking, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it fucking with the inner earth.
And also, solar activity does that too. So, you know, know if it's that or because of the sun.
Or the aliens, or the reptiles.
Come here, honey. My granddaughter's here. I gotta.
Okie dokie.
Whoa. Oh my God, man! The hurricane's coming. We gotta prepare.
Do you want to save the world,
Fucking
Eric?
ridiculous, man.
Huh? What?
Weather modification.
Oh,
It's
I
all
thought I
weather
was.
modification. And I know a lot of people are gonna be saying, "Oh, he's just talking crazy talk. Just get prepared. Just get prepared. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. He's stupid. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I know what I'm talking about." Playing other people on there seem to do it.
I thought I heard raindrops.
Try to.
I thought I heard
Cat.
raindrops. Is it raining over there, Becky?
No, that's the cats. They're climbing a tree. I don't know.
Raindrops on the screen.
No.
Make sure to take good care of them trees.
This is on the screen.
Deforestation is a motherfucker.
If you can see them. I don't know if you can see them or not.
No.
No, there it goes. Down the tree. They're playing.
Hey, I saw a whole bunch of sheep today.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was. I was watching
Sheep.
a Clinton. What do you call them damn things? A rally.
Yeah.
Clinton rally.
Oh, that's how Gamey and Ritter think. That's how Gamey and Ritter think. The movie on Training Day. Let the animals rid themselves out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a poison world for you, bro.
Started with all the sheep going to Washington.
What again?
They start with all the sheep going to Washington.
That's how the people in law enforcement think. They think to protect the sheep, you gotta catch the wolf. They think it takes a wolf to catch the wolf.
Oh yeah.
Alonzo Harris is essentially the embodiment of law enforcement. That's the person who does his job as authority perfectly. The embodiment of what not to be.
Where's the cricket?
Yeah.
I have birds.
Oh, somebody left. Oh, Becky left.
Oh,
You got any frogs? Hi cat, have you got any sounds of the frogs in the background?
Delete. You speaking, yo?
just a mad dog and some birds.
Oh, bless you, mad dog.
There's
Yo,
a bunch of
man.
turtles, but they don't make very
Homie.
good noises.
Bless them. I heard the birds singing in the background in the car park area. And not quite the same, but it's nice to hear.
Nature. pretty soon I'll be at a huge lake. This is just a little bitty puddle compared to where I'm going.
Wow, yeah.
Table Rock Lake.
Will you be able to swim in the lake where you're moving to?
Oh yeah, you can drink the water.
That'd be
Literally,
Is
it's
the water
just
drinkable,
crystal
yo?
clear. Yeah, out of the lake. It's cleaner than the water the city sells to people. Beaver Lake is the prettiest. It's just crystal clear blue water. You can see 30 feet
Just
down to the
water.
ground.
There's no chemicals in it? Hopefully there's no goddamn
Yes.
chemicals in it.
There's streams you can drink out of.
Damn, nigga.
The
I want to go to the
Ozarks.
lake. That's much
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. Everybody go, around Branson, Table Rock Lake. Everybody move there.
Everybody move there. All 35, what is it, 32 million? Billion?
Oh, just us. Just
31.
Just us on the freaking panel.
Oh, yeah.
There's one place called Party Cove. And you're allowed to drink beer on the lake.
Gotta boil that water.
I wouldn't drink this water out here. Yeah. Texas is a whole different story.
Even
But they have
would you get affected in the water supply where you move to?
not up there. It's just too much of it. You would always be able to filter it out and drink right out of the lake in a time of emergency. It wouldn't take much of a filter system.
So you don't have any fracking up in that area then?
No, up there they're very strict on even some house. Like I found this huge, beautiful brick house right on the lake, and it was only $50,000, but it needed a $30,000 septic system. So it needs special permit. So they're really careful on the water quality up there. Down here in Texas, the regulations are very lax. Like, if you go to Pasadena, which is south of Houston, you can't even breathe the air there. And then they dump all kinds of stuff in the water.
What place is this?
Pasadena, Texas.
Damn!
It's where all these it's the whole highway is lined with all these petroleum processing plants and stuff. And it's this stinking, smelling air. People that live in Deer Park, they get this weird rash. It's called the Deer Park rash. But
Deer Park? Oh!
Yeah. No, it's bad, and you can't. And then when you try to catch the fish down there at near the Gulf or the ship channel, it has signs all over the place. Don't eat the fish, especially if you're pregnant or young children, because they're so toxic. Yeah, and what do you call it? That from manufacturing paper.
They have a manufacturing plant in there.
Well, tons down in Texas. I mean, yeah, but then there's lots of money here because of that. Because of no regulations. But then up there in Arkansas, Missouri,
They plunge their goddamn waste in the water, that's why.
it's bad. Even, like, there's some lakes here, you can get flesh-eating bacteria quite easily.
Yeah, that's everywhere.
All the
That's
time.
everywhere.
Well, that's true.
But it's not as common. It don't happen as often as they say it does, though.
Yeah. It happens at once a year down the big, huge lake.
But not to worry, man. Not to worry, man. The toxic bacteria waste is good for you. Good for the body.
Well, I don't know what they're
Yeah, sure, man. Yeah. Any psychopath will tell you that it's good for the body.
Yeah, it's just completely out of balance because nature can filter any kind of waste, sewage waste, but then the chemical waste, of course, nature can't filter out. But yeah, it's just warm, stagnant water, and that particular organism grows.
Come here. Come here. You want a berry?
But it's just good to know that there's places where you can literally drink out of the stream standing there.
Yeah, I had to come out. My battery was dying.
The battery ran out.
Yeah.
Okay, Firecat.
Yeah,
Do you have long buses or short buses?
I have a long bus and like a medium bus. Not a short bus, but not a long bus.
Okay.
Kind of a weird old one.
You mind if I ask how much you paid for the medium one?
Well, I paid both of them for $250, maybe for both of them, because these people were getting divorced.
Wow.
And it cost $200 to tow them. So yeah, originally it was $250 a piece, and then they got desperate, and he called us up, and boom, we got them. So it was probably $650 to get them to my land, which it was a very far trip, but you do need a special truck to tow a bus. They didn't have engines, but all the seats had already been removed, which less work, I guess. But yeah, we were just going to bury it halfway and then put dirt on top, like a hobbit house or something.
Yeah.
And when a hurricane came, it would be real easy to keep it cool because it's in the dirt. If power got knocked out for a long period of time, because it gets really, really hot here. And
Did you already do it?
no, we bought the big tractor with the scoop.
A loader. My suggestion is to you is when you dig the hole, is that you line the bottom of it with some sort of gravel or rock, and when you put it in the hole, line the sides up to where you're going to bury it with also that same gravel or rock.
Yeah, for drainage purposes.
Yeah,
We may have been encased in cement. I don't know what that.
Well, no,
I have to move because some air compressor's about to be turned on.
No, the gravel itself will be just fine. Cement won't give you as much drainage. That too, and it'll collect the water, and any rebar you have, it'll rust it out.
Yeah, and cement can sweat too. Well, we have our friend made an underground house, and he found the best way was with the steel plates.
It's a letter, right? They're saying, don't be self-sufficient. Don't be self-sufficient. Otherwise, we're going to come in and shove our foot up your ass. Independence is not allowed in the American government.
And don't stockpile food either. No. Oh, no.
Don't do what?
Independence
They don't want you to stockpile food.
Oh, don't stockpile food.
They want you dependent on them.
I don't worry about stockpiling food. Because I don't want to eat when something happens. I just want to lay here and waste away. Get it over with.
Getting it over with. Is that what you said?
Yeah, just get it over with.
You mean like dying?
Yeah. Nah.
That's what they want anyway.
Well, I kind of think that way too.
Don't be so negative now.
Firecat, if you Google buried buses, it'll give you some suggestions on things you can do to it.
Yeah. Oh, they make them really cool, like stuff.
I'll put a thing in the side box.
And then even those shipping containers are a good thing to turn into a house.
There you go. Oh yeah, but yeah, your biggest enemy is going to be rust.
Hmm. But they make all kinds of real good paints, I bet.
Well, I think if I was going to bury a container, I'd at least weld some steel plate around it.
Oh, that's true. I've seen people do
Yeah.
that, reinforce it.
Yeah.
There is a lot of companies that do build things, for underground bunkers for people. I mean, they start with,
Yeah.
Pay for all plastic. Might as well just pay for one and cost $5,000.
What was that? You're breaking up some.
By the time you weld more steel plate to a bus or a container, you're adding more money and labor on there, and welding is not cheap unless you do it yourself, and then you still got to pay for the materials. So you might as well just buy one of those that they sell for $5,000. That's one of those. It's fiberglass. Already has a light a motion sensor light on the inside. It's got the easy cylinder assisted door on it and all that shit.
Yeah, but she could probably go on Craigslist and buy a good Lincoln stick welder used for a couple $100.
Oh, I got tons of welders.
Oh, okay.
Big professional welders. Welding is I could build anything. I have electricians. I got an army of craftsmen.
Dave, how long do you think? A bus is something that's outside in the weather all the time anyway. How long do you think it'll be before moisture from dirt around it eats through it?
It depends on where you live in the soil.
Yeah.
Probably where she's at. Probably within 3 years it might get at it. Depends.
Nah, you just coat it in axle grease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then rust does, believe it or not, perform a protective layer. I mean, we have rusted tin roofs that stay rust for 75 years. But these buses are out in the open, and one of them is more rusty than the other. Buses are incredibly strong. I mean, they're made to flip over, and there's a lot of metal in buses.
That's why the top is curved so that if it ever rolled, if it ever fell over, it would roll.
Exactly. Yeah, they don't crush, that's for sure. But my friend who made his underground bunker, it was like almost a bell shape, and that's to keep it from being pushed up out of the ground, because our water table, very few people have basements down here. So that's, real thing you're fighting down here is the water table versus anywhere else in America. Like up in Missouri, it's rock. There's places it's different all over. But it was mainly, not for end of the world thing. It was just to have, one bus underground set up like an apartment, and when a hurricane hits, you can literally be out of power for 2 weeks to a month, easy.
Yeah.
And so to be able to sleep with a fan, solar powered fan on down in that cool dirt, is what we were going to do. But now, our plans have changed, so to speak, that we're moving up to Missouri, but we still have the buses in the yard, and we're still going to be coming back and forth and back and forth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's a project that, there's probably like 4 or 5 projects ahead of it, but it is a project. Yeah. Yeah, we're tackling one project at a time.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, I don't really believe in them as a defensible position.
They've always said that.
Take it for somebody who's seen a lot of war movies and stuff.
You're in a hole.
Bunker caves are not always a good idea.
Unless you have an escape tunnel or something.
Hey, there's another project. There's another project.
Yeah. Well, on my land, we have a lot of gullies, real deep gullies that you could run up and down in like trenches, but ridiculously deep gullies. And so that would probably be better. You know, you pop your head up. I mean, you don't see, you know, if you're looking through the woods, you don't know that there's a gully there until you're right up on it.
Well, that's kind of cool. Then you can play World War I.
I know. Do that all the time. We sit there for weeks at a time with no food, and it's fun. Those guys had a great time.
I say, I wonder if Bloody Jerry's still in the forest.
Oh, we do have Civil War enactors that come to my woods, and they reenact Civil War stuff. And then, like the old signs, like in the olden days, they would arrange sticks and stuff to like send messages and stuff. So they would put those all through the woods and stuff, and yeah, they'd have a good old time dressing up. And yeah, I just left those guys alone. But yeah, there's a whole herd of them, reenactors and primitive weapon collectors and all that. A club.
I would have liked to have done World War II stuff, but there's really no groups in my area that do that.
Yeah.
That's more
one atom bomb and it's over. No.
Yeah, that's no fun.
But yeah. My grandfather did his uniform.
Well, it's mostly Midwest, back east that's really big.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing a video somewhere in the South. They were doing a Vietnam reenactment.
Really?
That was
You
pretty
need
cool.
a jungle, yeah. But
Well,
to see,
I mean, I don't know if it was like South Carolina or somewhere, but yeah, it was pretty like that. It had swampy type stuff and.
yeah, there is
I
swampy
see that
here.
in South Carolina, yeah. It's there's a lot of swampy areas there.
Yeah, and to see all the equipment and stuff they used.
It was just kind of a capture the flag kind of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was kind of rooting for the Viet Cong, so.
Hey.
Well, they did win, didn't they?
Well, no, when I played Battlefield Vietnam all the time, all the guys with supercomputers and cheat codes would pile up on the American side and try to murder everyone, and I'd always get stuck as being Viet Cong or whatever, and had to figure out a lot of ways to beat them at their own game.
Set a bunch of little bamboo traps, that's for sure.
Well, I'd usually be the engineer, so I could grab the tunnel mobile spawn point thing.
Yeah.
I'd go all the way to their main thing and tell everybody that I had dropped it. They'd pile on there and just take it. They didn't have helicopters to murder everybody anymore.
Right.
I don't know why they thought that was fun doing that.
Yeah, it'd be real scary to reenact Vietnam War with those tunnels and stuff. That would not be fun.
No.
I've played a lot of video games to know I wouldn't want to be there. Vietnam.
Oh yeah, the tunnel rat. They just send you down there with a 45, or they also use a suppressed 22 as a mark.
No, I knew a guy that did that. He was a tunnel rat, and he didn't talk about. Yeah, that's all he said.
I have an old film where they just pump a bunch of acetylene gas down there to ignite it and blow up the tunnels.
Yeah.
And they got away with that with that Geneva Convention thing because they were the purpose was, yeah, we're not trying to gas anybody. We're just trying to send something to collapse the tunnel.
With gas. Okay.
I was using a flamethrower without the mechanism.
Yet they started gassing that.
You can buy those.
Flamethrowers?
Already been
Yeah.
decommissioned.
No, the working models.
A real flamethrower.
Yeah.
Like the old kind. You put it on your back.
Yeah, they're kind of expensive, but
I thought they had to be, the tanks had to be drilled so you could never fill them again, and then the nozzles have to be
no,
shut.
because after World War II, a lot of them were sold to farmers for burning fields and whatnot.
Yeah.
And there's still a lot of them out there that work, and it's kind of specialized. If you have a demilled one, you can reactivate it, but it's a specialty to find somebody who will weld the tanks and have the proper equipment to do a pressure test. In fact, there was one. It was only missing a fitting, and there was and the tanks weren't drilled. There was one on eBay for $3,500. It was missing. It was missing a fitting and the hose, but you can actually get that stuff still.
That's a toy you could live without.
Now I don't know reactivating it how that would fly here in my state. I've never seen it is listed as a destructive device or anything. I'm sure you can have it. You just can't use it anywhere. Kind of one of those situations because did it freeze up? Oh no, you're still going. Joe froze up. Because in New Zealand, they can own all kinds of weaponry that still works: mortars, bazookas, machine guns, and whatnot. And there's really no permits for it. It's illegal to fire it. You can't use it.
Yeah. Good.
You can possess the weapon, you can possess the ammo, you just cannot fire it.
What's the point in having it then?
Well, I mean, you have it. I mean,
you're on your honor.
If shit goes south on you, I guess regulations don't mean a whole lot.
Right.
When the zombies start coming down the road.
Hey, man, the zombies are already here.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't want to call them zombies. You know what I'm saying.
If you're in any part of the world, you know there's going to be a time where their little rules and regulations don't mean a hill of shit, and whatever you got or whatever you can scrounge or scavenge, it's pretty much it is what it is.
No, it turns scary fast. I've been hearing hurricanes and gas lines, and people start freaking out. One lady threw a sandwich at Eric, and Eric picked it up and said, "Mustard! I don't like mustard."
Oh my God!
But they were
like
just
when it's gonna
freaking.
That's like here, man. If it's gonna come a bad snowstorm, everybody's like, "Oh God, we gotta go to the grocery store and get milk and bread and blah blah." Like, you get milk and your damn power could go off. I mean, you gotta think practical and get shit that's not gonna spoil and shit.
Well, they can put it in the snow.
Well, see, that's another gripe I have about a lot of these Beans and Bullets channels is they figure in some kind of collapse it's going to be some sort of static battlefield type situation because of their military training, and that's not the case.
No.
It's going to be a lawless situation like Somalia or in West Africa, like Burkina Faso and stuff. I mean, you're going to have normal people trying to protect themselves, and then you're going to have gangs running around trying to take what you have.
Yes, yes.
I mean, pretty much you're going to have to impose your own law and order. So, I mean, the idea of any kind of static battlefield situation in a collapse is kind of ludicrous, really.
Yeah, and the government's not going to come in to give you food or anything either.
Well,
Oh, government's gonna be the cause of it.
well, let me ask you this: if you're a peace
Food,
officer
you
or
know.
somebody in the military, and your paycheck ain't getting cashed, are you really gonna give a shit about guarding some stupid crap, or are you gonna try to
No,
protect your neighborhood or get wherever your family's at so you can get back to them?
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I would. That's
There,
yeah. If that was me, yes.
though, in those
Like I
kind of
said,
jobs, there's gonna be mass desertion, and like for instance, we had some wildfires, and at the time, my father was a building inspector, codes enforcement officer, and they wanted him to go out for this stuff, and you got all this smoke and toxic chemicals burning and shit like that. He didn't go. He called in sick. He said, I'm not gonna fuck up my health for stupid shit.
no shit. Yeah.
I had a job situation too where at the site I was at, my lead guy comes to me with our maintenance guy and says, "Hey, in a disaster, we're going to be in charge of latrines and graves." And I says, "That ain't not me." I says, "You have fun with that, because I got my own family to worry about. I'm going to
Right.
haul ass.
Shit.
Fuck this place, and it's not
Yeah.
my concern."
Mm,
Instantly, it's not.
yeah.
Because
I mean,
they're causing the problem.
I don't. I
Yes.
mean, it sucks that you have to do things like that, like desert some sort of post you have, but I mean, you got your own family to think about.
Yeah.
That's the priority there, not some stupid crap that they think is important.
And then you have your
Mm,
family and then your immediate friends that also can stand with you if it gets really bad.
And probably what'll
yeah.
happen is local chiefs and sheriffs will probably just start conscripting all kinds of dirt bags to run around and
Oh,
impose
yeah. Like
whatever.
you're in the Civil War, the Home Guard. They done more damage than the enemy did.
Well, I can't say much for how they are now, but those people are going to be probably of less moral character and whatnot, robbing and raping and murdering people. As far as I'm concerned, they would be an enemy.
Yes.
Yeah. Because, I mean, they have like a bunch of bullets in all the post offices, I think.
Well,
And well, we
well,
talked about that, and that's like the end of the what was it, Dave? You remember?
oh, the Social
They had
Security.
money. They had money left over, and they bought all them bullets and shit, and it
Right. Yeah.
it didn't go to the post office or that. It went to the
That.
whatever organization needed them or
Right. Yeah.
whatever.
I've worked for.
They just didn't want to waste that money,
I've worked for
because
government 3 times, and that's how it works. One department has a little extra money. They buy something, then they turn around, and go, "Oh, I don't need it," and it goes up for
yeah,
open thing
Oh,
with
I
whether
see.
it be a state
yes,
or a federal government, and DHS or FBI can come and say,
right,
"Oh, well, we'll take that billion bullets off your hands." It's
hmm
just a money shuffle because they
yes,
can't buy it. They get somebody else to do it.
yes,
Oh, that's
yes,
a neat trick.
And that's with a lot of equipment. They could do that with
Yeah.
the post office. Oh well, we're going to buy a bunch of body cams for our postal employees, and then turn around, not use them, and send them to say border patrol or something because they're another federal agency. It's just an equipment shuffle.
Yeah.
yeah,
A lot
yeah,
agencies and government get first dibs on whatever something a department is getting rid of before it goes
yes,
to auction or whatever.
Okay.
A lot of at a second or a third point, say in Indian reservations, because they're under federal whatever you want to call it. Uh, they can also apply to say, "Oh, you got 3 big 1,000 kW generators. We'll take them." Or I've seen that up here at Verona. Loaders,
yeah.
backhoes, dozers. They
Let's
get them for free.
Like military does that too, you know.
Yeah, it was. Well, yeah, it was. They were all camouflage
The
color, sand color. So
helicopters.
they, yeah.
I remember that from last year. They did that. The
Um,
Apaches. Yeah,
three
they
three
got
years.
the.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you can go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, what was it, about 3 4 years ago? San Diego Unified School District got an MRAP, and I knew about it 8 months before it ever came out in the news.
Shit.
The only reason I didn't say anything about it is because my friend that worked there was short timing, and
Mhm.
I didn't want to get him in any kind of trouble for,
Right.
sharing this information with me.
Mm.
I think it was. Oh, I shared it with Justin Wu Lee way back in there, and
Yeah.
I even showed him. See, yeah, I had this information way before anybody else knew about it.
Mm.
I mean, it was more or less when I got this information, I talked to him about it. Say, how do you feel about it? And he's all like, well, I'm really not sure. And I go, I'll tell you what, I'll just keep it under my hat till you're gone. Then, I'll go ahead and share it. That way, it doesn't come back on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, this is quite common. I mean, it's ridiculous that
Mhm.
schools get this goddamn military equipment. They don't
I
need it.
know. No, they
I,
don't.
To
I mean,
terrorize
I
the
mean,
kids.
if it's a
I,
generator or a piece of construction equipment, I don't have a problem with that. But they don't need mortars and goddamn
oh no.
armored vehicles and shit. They don't need
Oh,
it.
don't get me started on the damn schools, man. It's
They're
just crazy.
That turns
they're
it into a prison
no,
instantly.
It
the,
is. It's ridiculous. You gotta go buzz a button with a camera on it. Go get your kid.
the
Yeah.
Tell them who you are, who you're there to pick up, and why you're picking them up, and blah blah blah.
It's
our
like they your
You
kid.
know.
our federal government is giving away uh, like things like M14s and M16s that are fully automatic, like
Mhm.
they're fucking candy.
Yeah, I know.
And they try to keep it under their hats, but a lot of these departments, some of this stuff's wound up missing. In one place, it was a southern state. I can't remember the state, but they caught the son of the sheriff with one of these things that was taken out of their armory.
Mhm.
They don't keep any control on any of this crap. And as far
Hmm.
as I'm concerned, a local police department, let alone a state government, doesn't need that shit.
No, they don't. I mean, right by our sheriff's department, there's the National Guard too. So
Well, that's the thing, if
it,
you got a SWAT team, they can handle things perfectly fine with a regular AR-15 that anybody else can buy. They don't need all this tactical grenade launcher shit.
And they're trained to use it versus you don't want regular
But-
people.
Well, no, that's the thing. They fly that stuff willy nilly. They're not that not not trained. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah,
um,
even a SWAT team. They really have no need for automatic weapons with silencers on them. They really don't.
no,
No.
no, no, they don't.
I mean, an automatic weapon gets away from you anyway, and you can't even hit anything. That's just for wartime only.
Right?
Well, I mean, the people who are really trained on that are like SAS or German G4G, or I don't know what's the one we
And
have.
they fire so fast they're still just spraying and praying.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Waste of
I
bullets,
mean,
too.
yeah, that's the thing. If you're going to use a
Serious.
weapon like that and not put the civilians that you're supposedly trying to rescue in danger,
Yeah.
you really got to know what you're doing. And realistically, a lot of these state and local response teams really don't know what the fuck they're doing. Actually,
No,
they
they
really
don't.
don't care. I had
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
I worked for the sheriff's department, we had a briefing on that where, oh, if you're ever taken hostage, we're gonna try to get you out and all this. And I'm thinking to myself, fuck that, you're just gonna spray the room with bullets and
Yeah,
you can
let
give
God
it.
sort them out.
Yeah, you can give a shit whether you kill me or not.
We got them.
Well, I was
Yeah.
actually a smart ass to the sergeant. And I says, well, here's an idea. Can't we just like donate some money to a fund and if there's a problem, hire like some Israeli commandos or some shit. Somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm with a submarine.
Something can hit something. Oh.
I mean, even a lot of these peace officers on the street, they don't, because of the kind of people they hire, don't have any firearms sense at all.
Yeah.
In my opinion, there's a good proportion amount of them that shouldn't be even in possession of a firearm at all.
That's true.
Yes,
But
that's
they're
true.
drinking
About the
beer and smoking cigarettes.
About the sheriff that shot his wife in bed twice by accident.
He did what?
Shot his wife while she was laying in bed by accident.
Oh my God.
He slept with the gun under his pillow all the time, and of course it wiggled down during the night and got in between him and her, and he picked it up and it went off and shot her, and it scared him, and he jerked and shot her again.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
that's
God.
the things. Even total experts that have dealt with firearms all their lives still make mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
I myself am guilty of that. I brought in a rifle for repair, and I didn't realize that I still had
Mm.
rounds in it. I was
Yeah.
really fucking embarrassed, but you know what? That gave me an education that I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
And I don't mind admitting that, because if my mistake can help somebody else think about, hey, I gotta, check my stuff and know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you
Then,
always.
then there's a positive outcome on it.
Yeah.
Um,
Now, I've had a
now,
bunch of stories, bad stories like that.
now I think it's kind of ridiculous. So you get a lot of these, if you do some video on some firearm you bought, that these people complain, hey, you didn't check it, the gun safety Gestapo. It's like, well, I'm the one that brought it out there to do the video on it. I ought to know if it's, doesn't have anything in it.
Mm. Okay, I'm gonna take off live here because it's 2.5 hours. So anybody else got anything to say?
No.
Say bye or whatever.
I'm gonna wait till we go off air.
Have a good
Okey-dokey, that's
weekend.
cool. Okay.
Bye.
Night, everybody.
Okay.
All right,
Good
guys,
night,
don't have too much
everybody.
fun. Ah, don't drink the
Just
Kool-Aid.
enough fun.
And by the way,
Don't drink Kool-Aid.
see y'all, man.
And drink the Kool-Aid. Oh, no, don't drink
Oh,
it.
don't drink the
Don't drink
fucking
it.
Kool-Aid. What the fuck?
Tangy tangerine.
Tangy tangerines is much better.
Okay. Okay.
Awful is poisonous, folks.
Okay, y'all. We'll see you. The peace and love.